I talk about what is going on internationally and regionally, at least I had an audience and people would question me about various aspects.
Take the issue of bananas. Take the issue of bananas, WTO, and all of that. From everything you're hearing from the platforms, from the callers and call-in shows and whatnot, I don't get the impression that, generally speaking, people are fully acquainted with the implications of WTO or where we really stand with bananas, or even agriculture, or diversified markets, and so on. I don't get that impression at all.
I think we have a lot of work to do in that regard. A couple of years ago, as Minister of External Affairs, I had in mind that we should set up a trade council. It is something that I would wish to pursue, all things being equal. And that trade council would, in fact, do the rounds, explaining to people. I mean, there are a number of late there is the labor code, and listening to Tim's program.
I was about to come to that, yeah.
There were people complaining that they didn't know enough about it. It's something that the party has to do a lot of work on, not only with its own supporters, but the government. A means needs to be found to have discussion groups, because really and truly with things like CSME, the WTO in particular, and the whole question of preferences and what is happening in the rules.
Your average voter, I dare say, knows absolutely nothing about these things. And it hasn't come from the opposition politicians. In fact, the opposition politicians came alive for elections. In fact, there were hardly any politicians per se you could count on the opposition side until election time. And even with the politicians, the candidates on the government side, apart from the government, those candidates, you never heard anything from them. Nobody knows anything meaty about them. You might hear they claim to be community workers and all that kind of stuff. But nobody has heard anything from them about WTO, about bananas, about diversification of agriculture, about what we need, community things, short of paths, footpaths and whatnot. What is the real difference in the political scene in 2006 versus the political, the campaign trail, or the political scene as you knew it way back when?
There is hardly any difference. In fact,
is that a good thing?
It is not, because I don't think it's good for the country. I don't think it's good for the politics.
I was watching television tonight, and watching it, and she was making the point that the day has to come very, very quickly when we determine our governments and we determine who we're going to vote for on the basis of some kind of substantial something. As it is now, we are being encouraged to elect people on emotion, and I don't even want to go into the buying of the votes thing, and that is a horrible thing, I would suggest to them in this time, and a horrible thing that has been going on a very, very long time, and we have been paying for it in the caliber of governments we get. Would you agree with that?
Well, let me put it this way, and I'm not being too outside of the I know that the Labour Party in 9 years its governance of this country has achieved a lot. I have myself lamented the fact that we have not done more about explaining what we have done, PR, in terms of getting the message across. I find,
What message?
well, what does universal healthcare mean? How does universal secondary education really impact? What are the problems? How are we? I know that Mario, for argument's sake, has done a lot of work on this, but how many people has this reached? And I think there is a
Why do
lot.
you think there hasn't been enough education along those lines?
I think that a lot has been done, but it is not enough.
No, okay. I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to try to find out why that message hasn't reached the people. Stay tuned, Talk City.
Baby,